Okay, this lesson is going to be called expansion of a 2 by 2 bracket. That meaning that we've got two brackets with two terms in each bracket. Okay, so we're going to do things like this, x plus 5 bracket x plus 3. If the two brackets are beside each other, that means they're multiplying. So we're just going to look for a strategy to solve these. Now that strategy is going to be called FOIL. So in your jotters just now, you should be writing down the word FOIL. F stands for firsts, O stands for outsides, I stands for insides, and L stands for lasts. Okay. So that's my first terms. So the first terms are the two first terms in the bracket. The outside terms are the ones that are furthest away from each other. So that would be the outsides. The insides are the ones that are closest to each other, so that would be the insides. And then finally the lasts are the two last terms in the bracket. Okay, so let's start with a wee bit of justification as to why this works. Let's imagine that we had a bracket with 5 plus 4 in it and a bracket with 3 plus 2 in it. Okay, 5 plus 4 is 9, 3 plus 2 is 5. Remember that if the brackets are beside each other, they multiply together. So the answer to this one would be 9 fives, and that's 45. Now, I'm going to show you that this method of using FOIL, first, outsides, insides, last, can also get us to 45. Now what we do is we multiply together the first terms, the outside terms, the inside terms, and the last terms, and then we add them together, and we should find that we get a result of 45. So let's try it. Okay, so the first terms, well, the firsts are 5 and 3, so multiply them together, 5 times 3. The outside terms, well, that's the ones that are furthest away from each other, so that's 5 times 2, and let's multiply them together. The inside terms are the ones that are closest together, so that's 4 and 3, so let's multiply them together. And then finally the last terms are the ones that are last in each bracket, so that's 4 and 2, 4 times 2. Okay, so what we do is we add these as we go. So we multiply together the two firsts, that's 5 and 3, 5 times 3, and then we add the result of multiplying together the two outsides, that's 5 times 2. Then we add the result of multiplying together the two insides, that's 4 and 3, 4 times 3, and then finally we add the result of multiplying together the two lasts, that's 4 times 2, that's it. Okay. So let's multiply these together. 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 2 is 10, 4 times 3 is 12, and 4 times 2 is 8. Let's put this together. 15 plus 10 is 25, 25 plus 12 is 37, 37 plus 8 does give me 45. Okay, so let's take that down, all of this work here. Okay, now, the question could be asked as to, well, why wouldn't I just do 9 times 5 is 45 originally, which we've done up here, which is fine, but using this method of FOIL, that's what's going to help us do examples with letters and numbers in them. So let's try some examples. Let's take down example 1. So let's go for x plus 3 bracket x plus 2. Okay, so the firsts are x and x, multiply them together and we get x squared. X times x is x squared. The outsides, that's the ones that are furthest away, x times 2, put them together, that's 2 times x. The insides are 3 and x, 3 times x is 3x, and then finally the lasts, 3 3 times 2, and that's 6. Okay, we can now collect together the terms in the middle. So remember that numbers go with numbers, x's go with x's, and x squareds go with x squareds. So we can collect together the 2x and the 3x together, and that will give me 5x. So the final answer for this question then is x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, let's try an example 2. This time let's go for x plus 3 bracket x plus 1. Okay, so remember it's FOIL, first outsides, insides last. The firsts are x and x, so x times x is x squared. Outsides are x and 1. X times 1 is 1x. We can just write that as x, since 1x is x. The insides are 3 times x, that's 3x. And the last 3 times 1 is 3. We can collect together the terms in the middle, and that will be x squared plus 4x plus 3. Okay, example 3. Q plus 5 bracket q plus 8. Okay, the firsts are q and q, so that's q squared. Outsides q times 8 is 8q. Insides 5 times q, that's 5q. And last 5 times 8, that is 40. Collect together the terms in the middle, and that's q squared plus 13q plus 40. Final answer. Okay, example 4. Let's go for t minus 3 bracket t plus 8. So just a slight extra dimension here, which is the minus in the middle. Okay, so first t times t is t squared. Outsides t times 8 is 8t. Insides minus 3 times t is minus 3t. And last minus 3 times 8. Well, let's be careful here. 3 8s are 24, but minus 3 8s is minus 24. Okay, and let's tidy up what's in the middle. 8t minus 3t is 5t, so that's t squared plus 5t minus 24. Final answer. Okay, example 5. Let's go for c minus 1 bracket c plus 2. First c times c is c squared. Outside c times 2 is 2c. Inside minus 1 times c is minus 1c. I can just write that as minus c. Last minus 1 times 2 is minus 2. Okay, so in the middle 2c minus c is 1c. So the final answer will be c squared plus 1c minus 2. Example 6. Let's go for q minus 5 bracket q plus 5. Okay, first q times q is q squared. Outsides q times 5 is 5q. Insides minus 5 times q is minus 5q. And last, 5 times 5 is 25, so minus 5 times 5 is minus 25. Okay, so we get 5q minus 5q in the middle. Okay, so they cancel out to give me 0. So I'm just left with the q squared at the front and the minus 25 at the end. Final answer. Okay, example 7. Let's this time go for g plus 8 bracket g minus 4. Okay, so first g times g is g squared. Outside g times minus 4 is minus 4g. Inside 8 times g is 8g. And then last 8 times minus 4 is minus 32. Okay, so let's tidy up the middle. Okay, so if you think about, we're down at minus 4g and we add on 8. That will take you up to 4g, so that's g squared plus 4g minus 32. Final answer. Example 8. Okay, example 8, let's go for t plus 2 bracket t minus 7. First, t times t is t squared. Outsides, t times minus 7 is minus 7t. Insides, 2 times t is 2t. And then last, 2 times minus 7 is minus 4t. Okay, so let's tidy up in the middle. Okay, so we've got minus 7t plus 2t. So that will bring me up to minus 5t. So that's t squared minus 5t minus 14. Okay, example 9. X minus 3 bracket x plus 9. First, x times x squared. Outside x times 9 is 9x. Inside minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And last, minus 3 times 9 is minus 27. Okay, so 9x minus 3x is 6x. That's x squared plus 6x minus 27. Example 10. Q minus 8 bracket q plus 2. First, q times q is q squared. Outside q times 2 is 2q. Inside minus 8 times q is minus 8q. And last, minus 8 times 2 is minus 16. Okay, we've got 2q minus 8q. So if you're 2 and you travel down 8, that will take you down to minus 6. That's q squared minus 6q minus 16. Final answer. Okay, example 11. G minus 5 bracket G minus 4. So this time we're involving two negatives in the middle. Okay, so first G times G is G squared. Outside we've got G times minus 4 is minus 4G. Inside minus 5 times G is minus 5G. And then last, minus 5 times minus 4. Well, minus 5 times minus 4, remember if we multiply together two negatives, that gives us a plus, so that's plus 20. Just be careful with that. Minus 5 times minus 4 is plus 20. Okay, so we need to now tidy up the minus 4g minus 5g. So just be careful with that. We're at minus 4 and we're travelling down since we're taking away. We're travelling down 5, which will take us down to minus 9g. So that's g squared minus 9g plus 20. Final answer. Let's take down example 12. X minus 3 bracket x minus 7. X times x is x squared. X times minus 7 is minus 7x. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 7, well, a negative times a negative will give me a plus 21. Okay, so I've got minus 7x minus 3x. So I'm at minus 7 and I'm travelling down 3 since I'm taking away, which will bring me down to minus 10. So that's x squared minus 10x plus 21. Final answer. Okay, let's put on an extra dimension here. And instead of x's, let's have 2x's and 3x's, 5x's, that kind of thing. Okay, still FOIL method. Firsts, outsides, insides, last. Firsts, outsides, insides, and last. Okay. 3x times 2x, well, 3 times 2 is 6, and x times x is x squared, 6x squared. Outside 3x times 2, well, 2 lots of 3x, that's 6x. Inside's 1 lot of 2x is 2x, and last 1 times 2 is 2. Let's tidy up the middle. 6x and 2x is 8x, so that's 6x squared plus 8x plus 2, example 14. 5x plus 2 bracket 3x plus 3. Okay, so 5x times 3x is 15x squared. 5x times 3 is 15x. 2 times 3x is 6x. And 2 times 3 is 6. Let's tidy up the middle. 15x plus 6x is 21x. So that's 15x squared plus 21x plus 6. Okay, example 15. 7x plus 1 bracket x plus 5. First, 7x times x is 7x squared. Outside, 7x times 5 is 35x. insides 1 times x is 1x, and last 1 times 5 is 5, and then tidy up the middle. 7x squared plus 35x plus 1x is 36x, and I've got plus 5 at the end. Example 16, 2x minus 1 bracket x plus 7. Okay, so 2x times x, 2x squared outsides, 2x times 7, 14x. Inside minus 1 times x is minus 1x, that's minus x, and last minus 1 times 7 is minus 7. Let's tidy up the middle. 14x minus x is 13x, so that's 2x squared plus 13x minus 7. Okay, example 17. 5x minus 3 bracket 3x plus 2. Okay, first 5x times 3x is 15x squared. Outsides 5x times 2 is 2x. Insides minus 3 times 3x is minus 9x. And last minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. Okay, let's tidy up the middle. Okay, so with it, 2x and we drop down 9. And that will bring me down to minus 7, so that's 15x squared minus 7x minus 6, final answer. Okay, example 17, x minus 8 bracket 3x minus 4. Firsts, x times 3x is 3x squared. Outsides, x times minus 4 is minus 4x. Insides, minus 8 times 3x is minus 24x, and last minus 8 times minus 4 is plus 32. Let's tidy up the inside. Okay, so with it minus 4 and we drop down 32, drop down 24 rather. Okay, so moving down that number line, that will take me down to minus 28, minus 28x plus 32, final answer. Okay, example 18. 4x minus 3 bracket 5x plus 5. Okay, first 4x times 5x is 20x squared. Remember that that's 4 times 5 is 20, and x times x is x squared. Okay, outsides 4x times 5 is 20x, insides minus 3 times 5x is minus 15x, and last minus 3 times plus 5 will be minus 15. Okay, so let's tidy up the middle. 20x squared, 20x take away 15x is 5x, and I've got minus 15 at the end. Okay, 2 more examples. Example 19, let's go for 7x plus 1 bracket 2x minus 9. Okay, first 7x times 2x is 14x squared. Outsides 7x times minus 9 is, just be careful, that's minus 63x. Insides 1 times 2x is 2x, and then last 1 times minus 9 is minus 9. Tidy up the middle. Minus 63x, we're doing it minus 63, but we're going up to, that will bring us up to minus 61x, minus 9. Okay, last one, example 20. 3x plus 5 bracket 9x minus 6. Firsts, 3x times 9x, 27x squared. Outsides 3x times minus 6, minus 18x. Insides 5 times 9x, 45x. And last 5 times minus 6 is minus 30. Let's tidy it up. 27x squared. I've got minus 18x plus 45, so I'm at minus 18 and I'm travelling up 45. Take your time, have a think about it. And that will bring you up to 27x minus 30, final answer.